There you are, welcome to a gigantic zombie swarm that's about to smash headlong into this Imperial Guard Defence position. Will the Imperials be able to hold back the undead, or will the pestilence plague consume all in its path? But before we do kick off today's fight, I just want to say a massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going, and if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch on there. With all that being said, let's get on with today's fight. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, let the slaughter commence. Already we can see them Imperial Guard positions now opening up on the gigantic zombie horde here. Now we have got plenty of autocannons. You can already see them laying down that lasery death across the battlefield here as the gigantic herd tries to make its way forward under the pain of death here as artillery and tank rounds smash down into the main group. But the sheer weight of numbers here carrying them forward, as well as the speed, the unnatural speed at which these pox-walking as undead are able to walk, crashing into the front line of our Imperial Guardsmen here. The auto guns open up, shredding them front ranks. But again, weight of numbers here carrying the pox forward here, helping them to get to them front lines. Meanwhile, the emplacements are raining down as much firepower overhead as humanly possible. Each of our emplacements has about 5 autocannons, so they are pretty strong here, able to shred through ranks and ranks of the undead as they try to descend upon our front line. Already we can see a defilade has started to appear here as the bodies build up on the front line. Oh my god, look at this. The zombies also trying to push over the hill here, though. This is a bit more of a narrow approach, so I don't think they're going to get any meaningful resources over this way. But yeah, the second lines now, the flanking box formations here of the Imperial Guard are also under attack. Vast waves of undead just come filtering forward here. Those that have survived the bombardments from the Imperial guns. Now, what we need is some of the Imperial artillery like that to start clearing out the front lines, sending the zombies here onto a space program, quite frankly. Now, the flanks are the weakest point of any defense here, and as we can see, the zombies are trying to fully exploit this. Luckily, though, we have got 1 or 2 guns. The artillery, if it chooses to, can actually fire down here as well. But hopefully some of them autocannons start turning around here and providing cover into these flanks. Again, though, the relentless nature of the horde of zombies just surging forward here despite the insane losses. I mean, at the moment, they've racked up 300,000 losses. That's pretty impressive considering we're in the initial volleys here. There was like 2.25 million zombies here. So it's going to be quite a hard fight for the Imperials. They are vastly outnumbered, having to use, again, the emplacements and the artillery. And of course, the lemon russies in the background there, providing that cover. God, look at this big, thick mass. I love how it just gets evaporated on this front line, though. The weight of firepower coming out of the autocannons, which are now actually level. Ironically, these are placed on elevated positions here, so they can shoot over the Imperial Guardsmen. But yeah, now, because all the bodies are built up, they just so happen to be level. It all works out really nicely here for the Imperials. God, them autocannons are absolutely shredding through hundreds and hundreds of zombies, though. But despite that, they're still making progress. Oh my god, look at that. A giant globule of blood here, just going down the side. But yeah, look at this. The box formation on the side is under deadly assault here. The zombies are slowly wrapping the tendrils around this one. Let's go have a look on the other side. This one looks a little bit more secure. But again, taking heavy losses still here. Most of the Imperial Guard firepower is focused on the center lines at the moment, which, to be fair, is where the bulk of the horde is. They are taking many losses and trying to push through this one area. The goo is really starting to hamper the Imperial defense as well, actually. Oh my god, look at that. I think some Imperials may be at risk of drowning. That's if the zombies that don't get them first here. Oh yeah, we've made a gigantic blood pool here at the bottom already. That's got to filter its way out slowly but surely. I can't believe actually how big this initial body pile is that we've made at the front here. This 500,000 zombies all stacked up in front of the Imperial Defence. But I've got to say, the Imperial Defence is getting worn down bit by bit. Look at this, on the far flank over here. The zombies are managing to wrap around, and these guys don't really know what to do about it. You can see that we have got a couple of the autocannons over here, trying to provide some covering fire for these groups, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. We need the artillery to start focusing fire on this side of the field. Though I will say the zombies don't actually look like they've got too many reinforcements coming in from that side. I say that. This side looks the worst. Oh, look at this. There is actually more attack paths that they could use. They're trying to put everything they can into this flank. Again, weak spots are the flanks, so it does make sense for the zombies to try that because they're having a heck of a job on the main front lines down here. Now, we've got to say, they are actually working their way through our frontline group at the moment. The frontline group may falter here, which means we're going to lose a significant portion of firepower should the zombies take out these. There's like 10 autocannons here in between the two lines. And I mean, you can tell that the autocannons really don't want to perish. They're putting that firepower into these zombies, making sure that they don't get close here. But I feel like there's an inevitability here in this fight. Sheer weight numbers is grinding the Imperial Defence down despite their insane firepower here. I just love how all these lasers just go across the battlefield like this. It looks so cool. My God, look how many zombies are left here. There's so many. There's only 24,000 Imperial Defenders here. We've lost about 17. Coming up to 18,000 actually now. And that number is probably only going to increase more rapidly as more and more defenders perish here. We have diminishing returns on our firepower for every loss for the Imperials take. Which means that the zombie horde, as long as it's got the numbers, can keep advancing. Speaking of though, we're coming up to 1 million kills here for the Imperials, rapidly approaching it now. And the zombies are still struggling to get through these flanking at box formations. Now, one of the problems that the Imperials might have is that they've only got this small group here defending the flank for the artillery. So, should that happen, the zombies can actually get through this. I think there's another little gap here somewhere where the zombies can actually get through to the artillery. So, the Imperials have got to be careful with their defense now. Again, the tanks are going to be the main bulwark here between them and the last line of defense, though, especially from the center lines. Looks like our front group is finally starting to falter, but again, we've made the zombies pay for this one. Gigantic body heaps are in front of this Imperial Guard Defence now. As we have reached 1 million kills here, the surge is starting to come in from the flanking maneuvers. Look at all this. How deep is this? Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty horrific. Look at these autocannons though now, working overtime. Let's just quickly hit a pause here. Just so we can see the solid laser tracers here coming out of them and shredding through the zombie hordes. Oh my God, yeah, but look, the zombies now starting to make their way into them guns. Oh, the artillery though, pounding down onto the front. But I think this first line here is definitely going to falter now for the Imperials. Although it's cost the zombies 1 million to get through it, so overall, I think the Imperials are actually in good shape at the moment. Especially as this last line of defense is basically a narrow funnel in which the zombies are going to have to try and build up bodies if they want to overcome it. Something that they've not been averse to doing for this entire battle, I will have to say there. The zombies happily throwing down the lives at the moment. The Imperial Defence has been stalwart up until now, though, not giving an inch of ground where they can. But finally, the zombies have broken through that first line of defence now. You can see the autocannons got completely overwhelmed, but not before they put a gigantic pile of corpses in front of them. Yeah, the second line completely under assault now. Even the flanking maneuver over here from the zombies is coming through bit by bit. And that could be the deadly coup de grace here for the zombies. That flanking maneuver. If they take out the Imperial artillery, the Imperials are going to be in a world of hurt here. Don't get me wrong, they've still got the autocannon emplacements high up and they've still got the tanks, but let's face it, that artillery is an unsung hero in this battlefield here. Just sending zombies flying through the air. I mean, just look at this. He's putting so much work in on the flank. Speaking of putting in that work, these guys have been holding out really well, actually. Considering they've been dealing with a constant assault. The other side looks like it's starting to falter bit by bit now. But the zombies have actually pushed everything into this flank. I'd say they've almost pushed as many units into this flank as they did the center lines. It's just that the center lines have been chewing through the reinforcements a lot quicker than the flanks. But yeah, look at this. The flanking maneuver over here from the zombies. There's plenty of reinforcements in this. So the Imperials got to be real careful here. There we go. There's the cheeky little flanking gap. I knew there was a little path up here. The zombies are trying to work their way through there. The Imperials really need to counter that somehow. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do that. Oh no, this could be deadly now. The zombies working that flank, trying to take out all the artillery here. Imperials, come on, clean up this front line. You need to protect that artillery as quickly as possible. Again, the zombies are chewing through that front. 700,000 of them left on the field here. Can the Imperials do this? We're starting to lose the defensive guns. But now, there we go. I think finally, the zombies got taken out there by the gunners. Yeah, okay, that could be good. So they've managed to take out a few of the gunners here. And look at this. They're now distracted by the actual Imperials themselves. That is excellent news for us. That means that the artillery lives at least a little bit. Now we've got to rely on this natural cliff face on the side to keep the rest of the horde at bay. Now, I will think that some of them are going to start trying to push through this center gap a bit more now. Especially as this group gets dissolved over here. The only way to describe it, the Imperial defense is getting slowly dissolved here. It starts off rock hard and solid and slowly becomes malleable under the relentless assaults here from the zombies. I mean, look at, have we made a little love heart? I think we have, look at that. We've made a blood heart. How's our defense going on this side, guys? The last of the box formation getting cleaned up here by the zombies, but it has taken them a long time to get to this point. So hopefully we can hold them off with this side. And yeah, I don't think the zombies are going to get through with this anytime soon, which is going to allow the artillery to keep raining down that fire superiority onto the field here. How are we doing on our far flank? Again, the zombies trying these cheeky little maneuvers to get around. So hopefully that artillery is safe for now. I think most of it that's on like that side of the field is at least going to be safe. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried about these couple of guns over here. We could lose 2 or 3 more. And that, again, will be significant firepower loss for the Imperials. We cannot allow the artillery to falter here. Oh my god, look at all these. The bodies are really building up again. 8,000 defenders remaining. 500,000 zombies. The Imperials have put up a banger so far, I've got to say that. Now, we could really do with cleaning out one of these flanks. That would be really helpful to the Imperials. Actually, it kind of looks like they might be able to do it to this side. This is starting to look a little bit thinned out now. Where have all the reinforcements gone from this? There were so many over here. Have we really killed all of them? That's absolutely insane if we have. Mind you, yeah, I suppose they're all starting to pile up around here little by little. Again, artillery is still safe for now, somehow. The zombies are not getting distracted by it, so it's just sitting there, raining down death upon that front line. But yeah, hopefully these Imperials can hold in place for long enough then to just whittle down this flank bit by bit. If we can get this part of the flank under control, I'll feel a lot more safe about the artillery guns, quite frankly. How's our front line of conscripts doing down here? Well, they're putting in that work, but my god, so are the zombies. They're just relentless. It must be a horrific thing, like, just to see so much artillery come down on the zombie horde, get them all wiped out, and then for it just to be refilled in seconds with thousands more. It's seemingly like no matter how many you kill, the unending numbers here just keep pouring forth into the Imperial lines. It's got to start breaking your resolve and chipping away at it little by little here. But the zombies now have taken quite a few losses here. So what we're going to do, hit a little time-lapse camera here and see if the zombies start pushing it around this flank. I want to see if they actually start taking out the artillery. And we'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and oh my gosh, I cannot quite believe this. Somehow, our last 6,000 defenders here have played an absolute blinder and managed to whittle the zombie population down to just under 20,000. I mean, they've played, this has just been an absolutely fantastic defense, but I think it's starting to crumple and oh god, look at this. I've got to say, these autocannons here have been the workhorse of this entire defense, keeping the zombies at bay for so long here. But yeah, it does look like it's starting to collapse ever so slightly now. There's 13,000 against these 1,000. Like I said, I don't know how they've held out for this long, but they did it. Even if they lose now, the Emperor is extremely proud of the progress that they made here today. There's 1,000 left against 10,000. It's now a 10-to-1 ratio. But look at all this that they've actually managed to achieve. They've completely blasted the entire landscape. Again, I really don't know how these guys have managed to do this. It's kind of insane when you think about it. Because, yeah, I think there was about 6,000 defenders. And there was something like 500,000 zombies left. So, yeah, it's been an absolute stalwart defense here, but I do think it's collapsing. I'm unsure who's actually going to win, though, because them zombie numbers are still going down really rapidly here. And these autocannons are still blasting, and we've got some that are at the very back now. So I actually think the Imperials might win this. Are they really going to win this? No way. I think the Imperials are actually going to win. Look at this. The zombies now are stuck around here, trickling in. I think the Imperials could actually win. Okay, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to hit another little time lapse here. We're going to wait for these last zombies to come in and see if the Imperials can actually hold the defense. I'm trying to get a place where we can see both groups here, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll just focus on the Imperial defense here. We'll be back in a second. Well, folks, I'm absolutely flabbergasted here. The zombies are down to 500. How did 6,000 Imperials here, with basically 20 autocannons, manage to hold out? I think it was at least 500,000 here, maybe even more than that. But yeah, they absolutely turned them into paste. I think the key was that they managed to finally clear out this flank here, which allowed them to stop focusing fire back into the center with the autocannons. And yeah, once that happened, it was basically GG from that point. The Imperials here, a magnificent defense, but of course, there's one thing left to do, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we need to cleanse our battlefield. I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time, peace.